It is not easy being Ra's tongue. Thoth could attest to that. Others interpreted his words as the sun god's wishes alone, as though Thoth were but an instrument. The truth was, without Thoth, Ra couldn't make it through a day. Thoth stood at the prow of the boat Manjet as it crossed the sky, while Ra went from being a newborn, hardly bigger than a scarab hatchling from dung, to a youth strong and bold as a falcon, to an old man the wind could toss. So Thoth's responsibility for guiding the boat expanded as the daylight shrank. Oh, Thoth wasn't alone in that job. Maat, the spirit of cosmic balance and a child of Ra, also rowed the boat. Though the goddess Maat was only an idea, she supported Thoth in tasks. Thoth loved Maat as his partner. In a sense, they were wed. Others sometimes entered the boat, gods, animals, but as passengers, just along for the ride. An evening, Maat shared a dreadful task with Thoth. That's when the old man Ra traveled the 12 caverns of the underworld duet in the boat Mesektet, going from west to east. Hungry serpentine monsters infested the waters, and the old man Ra was too feeble in body and heart to conquer them. Maat spied the monsters. Thoth feared around them. But every night when they reached the 9th cavern, Apep attacked. Apep was the worst creature imaginable, without eyes, ears, or nose. Nothing scared this nearly insensate demon. His breath was a roar of terror. Nightly Ra and Maat and Thoth fought Apep until Apep sprayed poison into Ra's eyes. Then Thoth wiped Ra's eyes clear, so he could spear Apep through his iron scales and his pitiless heart. The monster's blood then spurted up and colored the sky rosy, the backdrop for Ra's reappearance as newborn dawn. Thoth sang his victory like baboons sing at the rising sun. Sometimes he got so carried away he took the form of a baboon for himself. The god Set, such a liar, he claimed it was he who fought Apep each night. The vanquishing of darkness, the coming of light, that all depended on Thoth. And it wasn't just the day's cycle that Thoth ensured. He made the year's cycle work. In the beginning, the year was 360 days, and the waters of none were sterile. But Thoth played a high-stakes dice game with the moon god Khonsu. He won and got a 72nd of the moon's light. 5 days. Over those days, none was fertile. The first deities were created. In gratitude to Khonsu, Thoth curved his ibis bill to match the crescent moon's shape. Looked at from a certain perspective, then, Thoth was creator of the cosmos, not Ra. Thoth would never voice this, never. But facts were facts. Thoth served whoever needed him. He was aware of what could go wrong. He heard the waiting phantoms of pandemonium calmly licking their chops. Their appetites must never be sated. Thoth convinced Tefnut to come back to Egypt after Ra had refused to show her fair appreciation. He spoke with reason. That's all it took. It was Thoth, always Thoth, who solved the problem, whatever the problem was. When Set ripped Osiris into 14 pieces, and Isis could only find 13, Thoth whispered to her sounds to make Osiris whole and alive long enough for them to conceive Horus. Then he protected Isis during pregnancy, and when Horus fought with Set for 80 years, Thoth maintained the power balance. If one gravely injured the other, Thoth's words healed the underdog. Once Thoth recovered all but a small fraction of the eye Set had gouged out of Horus, and once he brought fatally wounded Horus back to life. Thoth restored order. That was the bottom line. He honored Maat. Thoth was god of wisdom. In his wisdom, he gave people words to philosophize and to pray. He gave them hieroglyphs to record when, where, why, how, who, to keep track of history. He taught them numbers to calculate the layout of the heavens, the stars, the earth, and all within them, and to understand astronomy. He helped them to look around objectively so they could know, not just imagine. He gave them science. One might conclude Thoth was the most important god, for isn't wisdom the most important virtue? And if one did, Thoth might agree, but he would never say it. He was far too wise.